and welcome to another video from Change, Tips and Tools. And it's me, Phil, the Brummie that hails from Birmingham, England. And I'm here today to demonstrate the functionality of Excel 365 and just to show you how easy it is to create templates for yourself at home or at work. The principles apply to both, and just how easy it is and how much functionality you can get out of Excel where you do not have to be an expert without creating complex formulas or power queries. And in this demonstration, I'm going to show you how I would go about creating a home budget template. I want to understand, based on my money in and my money out every month at a high level, what's my opening balance at the start of the month and what's my closing balance at the start of each month, so I can then plan my budget throughout the year. If you're interested, then keep watching. Let's do this. So here I have a blank Excel file open. I'll just put a bit of a header on the top there. So first thing we're going to need to understand is I need to understand what my starting balance is going to be. So that's my first thing, starting balance, right? Then I need to understand, let's put it there, I want to know what my money in is value, and also what my money out value is each month. Okay. Then here's a little trick for you, because I want to put each month, so I'm just going to do Jan-26 for 2026. If I hit return, it automatically recognises that as a date. It keeps that format, and you can see in the formula bar there, it's got the 1st of January 2026. And all I've got to do is grab this little handle here and drag it. You can see it's going up to April 26, May, and so on until I get to December. Just drag it across, and there you go. So I've now got the month heading for each column. Perfect. So that's money in, money out. So then I need to understand what my opening balance is of each month. Opening balance, like so. What my transactions are based on my net transactions, so based on my money in and money out. So transactions, that's my in-month transactions, and then finally what my closing balance is going to be. Right, let's put some values here. So starting balance, I'm going to put it at £1,500. Let's make that currency, so I'm going to do the drop down and make it currency so I can see. I'm in Blighty, so it's pounds here. And then let's highlight all of this area where I'm going to be putting the values in, and let's do currency again. But I'm going to change this because I want to know where I've got negative values here. So if I do Control-1, I bring up the formatting. So you can see there's currency. I've got it on this first setting. I don't want the minus, I want it in brackets if it's a negative, and I want it to be red. So I'm going to, this is the closest one to that, so I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to select custom. So the first part before the semicolon is the positive number, and then the next part is the negative number. So there I've got red to make it red, and I'm just going to wrap just before the pound coin, after that red there, an open bracket. And at the end, I'm going to do a closing bracket so it shows the negative value in brackets. Perfect. And I'm going to click OK. Let's enter some values up to March. So I'm going to do 4,500 as my money in, like so. The first month, let's put my money out as 5,000. Let's make this 4,200. And let's make this 3,987. There you go. So I've now got some transactions. So now let's put the formula down in here. So the first thing is how spill ranges work. So before you would maybe do, you'd either put a sum formula all the way along here, or you do alt and equals to automatically sum something. But now if I do equals and I want to understand all of this here, so I'm just going to highlight that area, and then I'm going to do plus. Now these are outgoing, so I want these to be negative numbers, so I'm going to do hyphen to turn those into a negative, and then I'm going to highlight all this area, and then I'm going to hit return. And you can see just by doing that, it's now calculated it all the way along. Yeah, so this is now a spill range. Now I don't want the zeros here, I want it to be blank until there's something to calculate. So the way that I solve that is I'm going to use the trim function, but it's not the traditional trim function, it's full stop. So if I put a full stop at the just after the colon there, second part, it's going to trim anything that's blank after where there's no value, yeah, which says 0. And I'm going to do the same here, I'm going to trim it, I'm going to do the full stop, see that? And if I hit return, and now it's only spilling and it's stopping when there's no values, based on that full stop there and the full stop on the second part of the argument as well, after the colon, right? If I put it before the colon, it would trim any blanks or zeros beforehand, yeah? So now I've done that, I now want to use the closing balance, so I'm going to use the scan function here to do almost equivalent of a running total. If I do equals scan, so the first part of the argument is the initial value, which is going to be my starting balance. Then the array is going to be my transactions. And if I just select my transactions and do hash to include all the spill range, so that's my array. Now scan function brings in two values. Yeah, it brings the previous value and the current value. My previous value here is the starting balance, and then my current value is here. Yeah, and then once it moves along, that would be it would calculate the previous value. Yeah, and I want to sum that. Now I don't have to put any arguments in the sum, because remember the scan function brings the previous value and the current value, and I want to sum those together. So if I do sum and then close the bracket on the scan function, it's now automatically doing that. So if you look at here, so the scan is picking up the previous value is 1,500. I've then got a negative of 500. It sums those, it's going to give me 1,000. Then here, it looks at the previous value, which is going to be this one there. It's going to take that and sum it to the current value, which is the 300, and it there gives me 1,300, and so on. And that's how you create that running total using the scan function in the table. Brilliant. And the next thing I want to do is I want to calculate my opening balance, which is going to be equals my closing balance, hash, so I include all the spill range, minus my transactions, and then do hash. If I do return, and now I've got my closing balance. Now, there's one thing on it, because I'm a bit of OCD. I don't like seeing error values. So, and what I mean by is that if I enter 4,500 without any outgoing transactions, I get this NA, and I want to stop that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to the first one, and I'm going to wrap that in the if error function. So if error, so if this value results in an error, then I do a comma. I need to tell it what to return if there's an error. And I just want a blank, which is going to be 2 quotation marks. I close that bracket and hit return. So that's disappeared there. I want to do the same thing here as well. My transactions, so I'm going to do if error. Again, my closing argument is going to do 2 quotation marks by what I'm going to return if there is an error, and if I hit return, and boom, that now works. So let's put an amount in here. So let's put 5,200. It's my outgoings, and now you can see if I put 4,500 here, and let's put 4,200, and there you go. And now I can see what my opening and my closing balance based on my money in and my money out for each month, and I can plan my budget in this simple template. I hope you found this informative and useful, where I showed you how to do some custom formatting, how to use the scan function to do a running total, how to use the spill range functionality now within Excel 365, and just how simple it is to create a simple budget template. And you can use these principles at work or at home for other things that you need to do. But at the end of the day, it's simple and quick now, isn't it? So again, I hope you found this informative. If so, please remember to click that like, subscribe, and smash that notifications button for future content. And if there's anything else you'd like me to cover, then please leave that in the comments and I'll try and cover it in future videos. Now, I wish you an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Please take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video of Change, Tips and Tools. Bye bye now.